Hi there. I hope you've had a good week. The weather's getting nicer. Maybe you got to get outside a little bit more. It's great. I've had my windows open today. The grass is getting green. But maybe it's been a long week. If you were in school before and you can't go to the school building, it could be that you're having to do your schoolwork at home. And it's a little different for you and your teachers. Maybe your favorite pencil is still at school and you can't get it. So let's make a craft. Let's make something fun for you to use when you do your schoolwork. I've been busy this week and made some fun little guys out of yarn and fabric scraps. I made this guy out of yellow yarn, and he's out of fabric scraps with just some googly eyes. Kind of funny looking, huh? She's a little more stylish, and I'll show you how to make her. This one hasn't been decorated yet. We need some great ideas. But let's make one together. I'm going to kind of show you how I did this, and maybe if you make one when mom or dad says it's time to sit down and do some schoolwork, you have something fun to grab. So the first thing we're going to start with is yarn. Now you can use colored yarn, lots of different kinds of colors of yarn, thick yarn, thin yarn. You can use fabric scraps. I have lots of those. But I'm going to make this one for you today with white yarn. And what I did was I just wrapped my yarn around a book. If you want your monster to be a little bit longer, like this guy was, then wrap it around your book this way. If you want it to be a little bit shorter, like this, then wrap it this way. Before you start wrapping, cut one piece, probably about 10 inches long, and just lay that on your table, and I'll show you what we do with that in a little bit. So grab your book and your yarn, and we're going to go around 30 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. If you go 31 or 29, it doesn't really matter. It's just fine. Then you take your scissors and cut your yarn. So you have your yarn wrapped around your book. Carefully slide the yarn off your book. Hold it in the middle though. Kind of want to hold it like this so you still have a O. And then here's what I'm going to tell you what to do with that piece of yarn that you cut. You have it on your table here, and you're going to find the middle of your O and lay your yarn across it. Then take the ends of your string and tie a knot in the middle of your O. Now if it's not exactly in the middle, that's not a problem. We can trim it up. It's kind of fun actually. So now you have this. Take your scissors and cut the loops. So you have a little pom-pom or a monster or a study buddy, whatever you want to call them. You get to make it the way you want it to look, and you get to call it whatever name you want to give it. So now you have your little pom-pom. Now I'm going to cut some of these ends off that are all different lengths. You can leave it shaggy if you want. Depends on if you want one to look a little silly or not. So then you have your pom-pom. Now take one more string, and you're going to lay that down. Kind of find the middle of your pom-pom. And find a pencil. It doesn't have to be a pencil. It could be a stick or a dowel, anything you want. If you want it to be a study buddy, you might want it to be a pen or a pencil. But if you just want it to be one of your little friends to hang out with you, put it on anything as long as it's not too sharp. So take your pencil and your little pom-pom and lay them across your yarn here. Then you're going to tie it together as tightly as you can. And moms and dads, if you want to add a little tape to this or even a dab of hot glue, that helps it stay on better. But now you've got your little guy. And once again, we're going to trim him up a little bit. So there, we have this guy. Then all I did was decorate him. I had some Google eyes left over from another craft that I had done, so I used those on him. But you can just make eyes out of construction paper, scrap paper, and you can put pigtails in, style the hair, put a bow in there if you want, make little glasses for your guy out of pipe cleaner or even construction paper. Now, if you want to dye the hair, if you have white yarn, I experimented with a couple different methods. I used Dixie cups from my bathroom and filled 4 of them about half full of water. And then I put a couple drops of food coloring in each one. And I took my mop before I put it on the pencil and separated it and just pushed the yarn into the different colors. And it kind of wicked it up and turned the yarn different colors. I left it in for about 20 minutes. And then I carefully pulled it out and hung it to dry for about a day. Now, some of the dye had gone to the ends of my yarn, and I just snipped that off. The other thing I used was just tempera paint. Did the same thing. Just put some paint in the water, and it really had the same effect that food coloring does. So you can just experiment with different things. Everybody's will look different. Some might be silly, some might be very beautiful. You can put beads on them. There's lots you can do. And maybe it'll make doing your schoolwork a little more fun. Now next time we're going to start working on our Easter crafts. And I asked you the other day to be looking for rocks. And if you have an empty egg carton, that's great. Because what I did was I collected rocks from my yard. And they're all different shapes and sizes, but I've got them in my egg carton. Once you do that, before we do our crafts next time, find your rocks and paint them white if you have white paint. And we are going to make resurrection rocks. Until then, have a good day, stay safe, stay healthy, and get crafting. Bye.